Welcome. Yoga on a half moon day, Monday morning. If you have a blanket, it might be nice today for lying back in a passive back bend later on in our practice. And it's always a nice cushion or support if you would like to use it. Know which props that support your peace and happiness and have them at hand. So, Ekagrata, I was thinking about today, means one, ekum, one is eka, and the grata is focus. And I realize that the body and the breath are just two, but it's a thing that comes together, right? So take a moment to settle your body, settle your breath. Mind is part of it all too. It's three elements of the same vessel. Try to relax ourselves to a place that transcends all of that. What the real essence of us is. The space between the thoughts, the breath within the breath. Really soft, just being there, being present. Play with your eye position, a little bit opened, all the way closed, which is quieter. Just gently observe with your non-judgmental attitude towards yourself. And sometimes we might be judgmental without realizing it. So just saying those words out loud gives us that freedom from that practice we might not even be conscious of. Be as you are. And opening up your eyes, blinking a few times to gently brighten your energy. Coming to Pranamasana, so we'll need to ground into the seat and tone the low belly towards the spine. Support, more activated. Hug yourself from the inside. I read that recently. Pranamasana, yes, the hands come together, the elbows come up, pressing so that you feel activation. You may change the angle of your wrists for your comfort. So if that's too deep, go with a smaller angle. 5 breaths. Tall spine, steady breathing. Activate. Prana pose. One more time, breathe deeply. And then soften as you exhale into the Anjali Mudra, bringing the hands to the heart center in a relaxed way. Elbows hug in, arms rest into the body. Long spine, chin towards the chest. Relax your jaw, gently stretch your neck and let your heart and mind come together. Slow breath one more time. Lift your chin to balance your skull. Breathe in deeply for the 4 sound Om, A, U, M, and silence. If you'd like to join me. Inhale. Om. Strongly into your heart center, into your chest, your anterior front rib cage. We anchor the hands in. So hold on. A little downward energy. Lift your chin. Gaze down your nose. Stretching the front, chest, and neck. Bring your jaw up, a lower jaw into the upper. Downward gaze to keep your neck long. 2 more breaths. Exhale, relax, release, pause and feel energy. Navel towards the spine, low down. It's really below the navel, the Uddiyana energy, upward lifting. Rotation to the left side first. Seated twist. You try to keep your belly a little forward today and work on turning the mid back, so above the line of the navel, turning to look back. Set your hands comfortably and supportive. Breathe 5 times. Scanning for any excess effort. If you are lacking effort into the pose, add a little more strength and stability. Last one. Turn only your head to look the other way. Settle your eyes down and centered whenever you're not sure. So we have a 1 point with the gazing, 1 pointed focus. Relax your head to center and then the rest of your body. Lean back, release your legs. Give them a little bit of love and just touch. And cross them any other way, if possible. This gets easier with practice. Okay, settle, sit tall, and rotation to the other side. Belly stays forward today. Turn above the line of your navel. Just move your rib cage, reach across, hand behind. Continue turning so your eyes look back. Breathe slowly. In each pose, try to balance sweetness and stability, effort and ease. 4 and 5. Keep the rotation, only turn your head. 2 or 3 slow breaths this way. Eyes stretch to the side gently. Release your head first, and then the rest of your body. Pause and feel a moment. Awakened energy. Some figure eights with the hands and wrists, preparing. Back and forth a few times. Close the hands, same. Promoting blood flow into the hands. Bringing them to the earth, spread, go back. Child's pose to begin, so pay attention to your knees and settle yourself down into a lengthened spine, downward face. Hips can be up or down. Breathe into your back body. Breathing so deeply that you release tension along your spine and in your ribs, your breathing muscles. But it is not forced. And exhaling out. Inhale, stick your hands into the earth, pull yourself up to your tabletop position, and only refine what is necessary here. Making a clear connection with the hands, knees, and feet to the earth. Navel towards the spine, finding neutral. Cat and cow spine. Make sure your hands are comfortable. They can come ahead of your shoulders or up into fists. Inhale, lengthen all those bones, all those joints, a little bit of a heart forwardness, and then exhale. Head and tail go down, really tucking the pelvis the other direction and mid back towards the sky. 4 more times, just be present with the actions. Moving the gaze from forward to back. Inhale for 4. Exhale. 1 more time. You could do this 5 breaths in this pose flow every day. It's on the list for all the things being good for you. And release. Relax. Look back at your right pinky toe for 5 breaths. Side flexion, one more time. Just the right amount. And then a slow move to the other side. So when you go to look back towards your pinky toe, you're flexing your spine sideways. You can breathe into that, into low back lengthening. Find your range of motion gently. Then tuck under your toes, hover your knees above the ground for 5 breaths. Bear pose. Strengthens the whole body. One more time. And then hips up, downward facing dog. Take weight out of your hands, bring it back to your legs. We're about to come to our feet and get off the hands. I know this is a long hold. Breathe into your whole body. Just try to take in the whole thing without lingering too much in any one place. And then coming to your feet, step forward and inhale to half lift pose. Exhale, forward fold. Let's check in, take the elbows, hang down. Space between the bones of the spine pose. Once more. Learning to move from position to position with mindfulness. Here, hands to the pelvis. Bend your knees more deeply. Press your feet and keep your spine lengthened. Use your legs to stand most of the way up. Shoulder blades together and apart a few times. Squeeze them, spread them. See how they're connected to the arms. Twice more. Squeeze, a little heart lift. Spread your shoulder blades out, a little round spine. And so into mountain pose, Tadasana. When you change what's needed, find your length, your grounded, spreading feet, breath, gaze. Exhale, grounding into the low front pelvis here in order to take your arms up into the air. Bend your right elbow behind your head and use your other arm. The shoulder's allowed to come up for this one to guide that elbow right out of the top of the arm. Cow face pose kind of thing. Don't put pressure on your neck or your knees. Keep your front ribs grounding. One more breath. Come all the way down, let go, and release. Other side, so coming down, front ribs knitting together. Stay grounded here to bring up your arms. Bend your left elbow so your hand comes behind your skull. Reach for the elbow and draw it towards your head. There we go. 5, 4, 3. Be where you are with your body, patient. Attitude of loving kindness. And release. Bring down your arms and sing again, just easy, flowing energy. Exhale, ground them into your sides. Step to the right side of your mat and stand in the center, please. Bringing your left foot out towards the corner of your mat, bend your knee into the side lunge. Press back to center. This is like a flowing practice, or to the other side. Go over into your lunge and press back. 4 more times each way to your own degree. So your spine comes along for the ride. Keep it lengthened. Dynamic movement for hip stability. And over to the first side for a hold. Knee towards the toes to your own degree. Long neck. If this puts too much pressure on your leg, you can work differently. Whatever your hands feel useful, that's fine. 1 more breath. Press that foot with determination to come out. Back to center and to the other side for your hold. I think just the soft open hands is feeling pretty right in this pose. Grounding. One more exhale. Press to release and just work your feet back together to the top section of your mat. Long spine, Tadasana, mountain. Left leg stepping back to the high lunge. Ball of the foot, work your way into that shape, your knee over your ankle here. Bending and straightening the legs a few times. Doesn't need to be a big movement. Lower, hold steady. If you want your heart to beat more strongly, you can bring up your arms. It's a lot to bring together. Focus. Exhale. Lean forward, kick it out if you like, or just come to step here. Other side, stepping back to the ball of the foot, arrange. With practice, you'll learn how to step into the poses without a lot of change. Up and down. Twice more. Come down and stay. Making little refinements and seeking still pockets. 1 more breath is fine. Press your feet and release. Increasing the vital energy practices. Saluting the sun, our radiant star. Inhale, reaching up. Today is 2 folding forward. Trini is 3, halfway lift pose. 4, going back to plank pose. Just breathe freely. Thanks for letting me practice my counting. Or can you relax as you hold away the earth? Wide belt around the waist. It's okay if your hips need to be high or your knees down. But don't give up easily. Just 1 more slow breath. Press your hands. And bring down your knees. Untuck your toes. High cobra pose. Keep your knees down and explore bringing belly forward, lifting up out of the shoulders. Lifting the rib cage, gaze down. 5 breaths. Can be helpful, maybe a little tail tuck energy. Drawing in and up the pelvic floor. 1 more breath. Tabletop puppy or downward dog, 5 breaths. One more exhale. Coming forward, breathing in, 7. Ashto 8, fold forward, breathing out. Standing up, 9. And 10, back to mountain pose. Reaching up again. Reaching down. Horizon, half lifting. Lengthening through the top of the head here. And then bring your other leg back first if possible, whichever one challenges you and you might avoid it. This time, round your upper back for plank. So flex spine, like cat spine. It uses a lot of different muscles. You might notice that. One more breath. Bring down your knees, untuck your toes. Upward facing dog. Hands wide enough so you can guide your pelvis forward. And the difference here is lifting the knees eventually to gaze down from the high cobra. Flip your feet and go to downward dog or on the knees. Maybe picking up the toes a little bit, the fingertips. And letting them relax back down. One more exhale. Bend your knees, come forward. Halfway lift. Roll forward, breathe out. Standing up, breathe in. And exhale, arms down by the sides. Every time you come here, compose yourself. Garudasana, eagle pose. Let's do it with the right leg in front. So you could also do this without crossing your legs. So that we're wrapping the arms and legs in eagle pose. So wrapping maybe, or just sliding would be okay too. All right, that's the foundation. Tall spine, so it's fierce. And the right elbow under the left. A shoulder hug would work here, or the gentle uplift of the elbows and lowering of the hips. Okay, Garuda. Concentration. Just the right amount of everything and keep trying. One more breath. Release just the legs and the squat, and then breathe 3 more times with the arm focus. Observe how the breath moves the arms. One more time. Exhale, lower and release. Your elbow cross and inhale, wings up. Exhale, wings down. Compose, pause, feel. Second side. Coming into a concentrated state of mind. Just keep coming back into that meditation. And here we are, just without being disturbed. Find your foundation. Add your arms. Work with this side of your body. 5 breaths. Last one. Keep the arms stepping out. 3 more. Breath, moving the arms. When your exhale comes, lower your elbows, release. Inhale, lift. float, and exhale, come down. And pause, feel. Recommit to your inner rotation of your mind. Stepping to triangle pose with your right leg stepping back. So the torso is turned to the side of your mat. Your front foot faces forward for triangle. Reach the arms, breathing in. Over and down. Feel the legs activate as you change the weight of your body. Don't put pressure on your knee, but ground your hands somewhere. Top hip can come forward, doesn't have to be stacked. Okay, 5 breaths, bring it together. As if you've never done it before, find the right place for today. Stabilize from your belly center. One more breath. Exhale into the navel center and then stand up. Change the legs the other direction. Make your refinements in your feet as you need and then reach, breathe in. Over on this side, like you've never done it before. Feel it. Notice what your body wants and needs to do. So that top hip might come down. And then the rotation can be above the line of the navel. Find your spot. Inhale for 3. Exhale 4. One more breath. Making sure to ground into your belly center. And that supports your back as you come up and release. Back to the front, warrior B, a bigger stance of knee bending. Just using my front toes to get out some more space. Reach front and back, turn your head forward. Spread your fingers gently today just to feel that energy. Make refinements if you need to, and then go steady again. Exhale, close your hands. Bring your back hand to your back leg. Reverse the warrior if you would like to add the eagle or the cow face, Gomukhasana, the arms behind, or the reverse warrior. 5 breaths, gaze down your nose. Knee centering is important here. Not letting it collapse inward is probably our most important action. One more time. Breathing out. Straighten your leg, release your arms to the other side, warrior B. Settle in, reach front and back, turn the head. Palms up on this side. Gently observe how that changes the energy. 4. And 5. If your knee needs a break, you can straighten it while you figure out your arms for reverse warrior choice. 1 or 2. Bring your knee back out if possible. Face towards the sun, gaze down the nose. One more breath. Release these actions. Wide parallel feet. Looking down every time. With a weaker connection. It was this pose that I was thinking of with the single focus. So let's pause for a moment. We need to activate the foundation. So finding the 4 corners of the feet, if you will. The roots of the big toes, especially grounding. Lifting in your arches. Let that energy travel up the inseams of your legs to the mula line. And then we want to bend forward from the hips and not the spine. So some bodies need their legs to bend for this to happen, their knees to bend. Okay, so work with yourself on that and try to find that hinge at the hips. And gradually bringing your head towards the ground, knees bent or straight. So hands can stay at the pelvis. This helps us lengthen the spine. Elbows reach towards each other behind your back, neck long. Bring all that together. By pressing the fingers into the pelvis, it helps lengthen your spine. One more breath. Notice your feet, you're right next to them. So lift the arches, activate the legs to come up, and relax the arms. One more. Raise your arms. Come behind your back, interlace. Mix it up from time to time. Or hold your opposite arm, like elbow. Breathing in. Lengthen, activate your arches. Lean forward at your hips. Keep going to your own degree. And bringing your arms away from your back if it feels safe and good in your shoulders. Keep a little measure of forward rolling in the shoulders so you don't overdo. Exhale one more time. Big inhale energy coming up. Let your hands help you come up. Relax, release. Work your way to the front of your mat. This is strong pose. Prasarita Padadhanasana. Wide-spreaded foot pose. A little play on the half moon day. Forward facing, step back. Revolve triangle. Breathing in, reach up. Breathing out, fold from the hips. Come across. You can stay here with both hands or open it out to any degree, wherever you are today. Paradrita Trikonasana. Find your breath. Big twist. One more breath. Exhale, bring down your arm. Inhale, standing up. Roll your shoulders down and back. Parsvottanasana, bring your hands together behind your back, knuckles holding on, or palms pressing. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Same legs, forward fold. Elbows towards the sky, head down. Be where you are. One more exhale, remember to balance with softness. Inhale, coming up and release your arms. Revolved half moon pose involves stepping onto the front leg and maybe lifting the back one. So that can be optional. And then there's a look out towards the left side. So lift, it's like warrior C. But then we look to the side. One more breath, do what you need to do. Try to just stay in the pose. Non-harming, of course. Come on down, let that be. We folks doing all kinds of work. As long as it's not harming you. Okay, second side, Paradrita, revolved triangle pose. Find your stance. Inhale, reach up your left arm and lift your shoulder out in this one. Maximum reach, forward fold to the shin, foot or floor, add the rotation. Relax what you can. Inhale for 4. And 5. Exhale, energy, release the twist. Inhale, standing up, Set the shoulders. Parsvottanasana, intense side stretching pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Activation of the feet, the arches, just like in the wide spreaded pose. One more time. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release your arms. Revolved half moon. Make sure you have room for your arm to go out to the side. So balancing into the front leg, lift the back. Coming into warrior C. And that just right angle of your heel. And then look to the right, reaching out to the right. It's okay to hold on to something. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just do your best. Practice again next time. And release. Interlace, press up. Breathe in. Side bend to the right. Over to the left. Just a few breaths where it feels nice. Return to center, bring your hands behind your skull. This little practice, the interlace, arms up, side bend and leaning back, can be nice just after sitting or driving. Easy, what comes naturally. Exhale, release and bring down your arms. Standing forward fold. Let's check back in here. Your favorite one. Padangushtasana, big toe pose. Encircle the big toes with your first 2 fingers and thumbs on the outside. Breathe in, lengthen your spine. Hollow up your low belly. Breathe out, fold forward, elbows wide, shoulders up into the body. So we can put some effort into coming in and then see what you can soften. Where can you be easeful? One more time. Breathe out. Bend your knees and release your hands to the earth. Step back. Knees down to a wide child's pose. Wherever your arms want to be. You could do your head to each side for a few breaths if you want to. Changing sides if your head is turned one way. If you need to resettle, you can do so. Ground, breathe. One more exhale. Coming up to tabletop position. Please, for threading the needle practice. Spread your left hand into the earth. Find a sweet spot. You need a lot of support from it here. But take work up into the belly and into the legs and feet. Right elbow to the back of your hand to the back of your head, and then elbow to elbow a few times. One more. Open out and then reach your arm, coming to thread the needle. Big toes coming together. If you would like, come on down. Trying to use a blanket or pillow under your head or shoulder if you need it here. Neck is long. That was the important thing. Zero on your skull above your ear. You may roll towards the back of your skull as you like. 5 breaths. One more time. And release. Other side, elbow to elbow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open, stretch out your arm. Inhale. Exhale, other side. This is a mindful and slow transition, just the right, lowering yourself in, resetting your hand on the earth if you like. Find where the work feels positive. One more time. Breathing out. Inhale, rise up and out. Exhale, release and sit. Point your toes. Draw back your toes. Once again. Relax, sitting tall. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Let's do the fish or the pigeon pose today instead. Sorry. Your right leg forward. It is a little earlier than usual. And bring your left leg back. So pigeon pose, we come square to the floor or squarish, bringing the back leg straight back. Use your arms for support, come out and down to your own degree. So I've got the knee folded in on itself version, stretching the outer hip, stretching the front of this hip. If you'd like to open the hinge of your knee, you may do so. You know your body, unlike anyone else knows it. 5 slow breaths. One more, slowly. Rise and walk back. Come sit on your outer hip if you're not already sitting on it. And bring your bottom leg in. This is this mermaid pose where you pick up the back foot with the hand that's back there. Same side hand. You just stay like this. You can bring your foot more towards your head so you can return more upright with it if it feels nice. All right, find a spot that's interesting. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Careful release. Child's pose, 3-leg dog. What would you like to do? Give yourself some freedom. It can be nice to decompress that hip joint a little bit in 3-leg dog or tabletop. Right back in for the other side. Other leg forward. Squaring towards the floor, coming out and down. So this is Ekapada Raja Kapotanasana preparation 1. Back others that word again, the one focused, back to one focus. Be here now. Third breath, exhaling, slowly, slowly, twice more. each pose a meditation. Working your way upright again so that the second preparation is to come up and bend your back knee, foot towards your head. So this is when we practice more commonly, to have a look at that on this side. And then the choice for the mermaid, we'll call that C, is to sit over on the side and reach back. So like you're coming into dancer pose, holding the inside of your foot. And if you'd like to square back over your pelvis, you may. 5 breaths. Last one. Release to the shape of your choice through a few breaths of self-care. And then sitting down and considering having a roll up of your mat or blanket for a passive back bend, like a supported fish pose. But knowing yourself, knowing your tolerance, use your elbows down and ease your way on to that roll so that you may rest. Let your legs go where they feel good. Same with the arms. Just check in, make sure your head is centered, your neck is long. Your hands could be under your head if you wanted. Slow, deep breathing. Yoga, union, ujjayi breathing. Unifying the brain, the breath, and the body. Three more breaths, make them good ones. Allowing some joy to be generated by our practice. Consider it releasing over to one side or back onto the elbows. And a nice forward fold is our friend here to complement back bending. So coming out and down, you support behind your legs or just drape your arms. You could do relaxed feet and legs as well. One more breath is 8. Please come and lie down. Knees in, as you're ready. It's okay to use your blanket behind your head here if you would like for the rest of the practice. Long neck, and then knees in and away. Widen your knees and catch your ankles from the inside. Let gravity support the opening of the inseams for one more breath. Now taking the insides of your feet or the roots of the big toes for happy baby. So if you can't reach, just take the back of your knees instead and let this be our upside down leg pose. Feel how the legs, hip and hips are connected to the lower back in this shape. Soften, settle, stillness. Exhaling one more time. With mindfulness, maybe one at a time or with support coming down with your legs. You don't disturb yourself. A gentle bridge. Got the head up on a blanket, just a little bridge open in the front. Settle your spine down carefully and rotate yourself into a twist that you enjoy lying down when your knees go to one side and your head the other. Belly breath, one more time, letting go of the holding of the belly, preparing for rest. Lying to its second side. You don't have to be heavily organized, just let it feel like a nice rotation in your body, and then head the other way. Relax, belly breathing. Shavasana. Resettle your pelvis and your shoulder blades and stretch out for rest. Make the refinements needed so that you won't be distracted by discomfort or imbalance. Let the two halves of your body fall away from the central axis, including in the skull. All efforts released. Check in where you might be holding on. Breath flowing deeply. Next time that you breathe out, just follow that breath into its downward journey into the belly center. Then inhale through both sides of your nose as you reach your arms alongside your ears, gently arching your spine, reach through your feet. Exhale, relax. Inhale, rolling to either side. Exhale, be still. Roll towards the front of your body to get yourself over that shoulder and come back to sit in your folded knees or crossed legs. Ekagrada, EKA, GRADA. One pointed focus. Share a gratitude, a moment for that. Joy is a part of life. It doesn't have to be in small measurements always. Let gratitude increase your joy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. If I need to do a tutorial on any of that stuff, let me know.